Regardless of what is trying to be negotiated here, the net outcome is that it's futile and the regime is simply using whatever it is as a means of blackmail, forcing the world to deal with it so it can continue maintaining its grip in the geopolitics of our region. I'm not running for any office. The only mission that I have in life is to assist the process of reaching the point that I was talking about, where people can ultimately choose for themselves their future. My only mission in life is to get to that finish line, which is the liberation of Iran, and post this regime have an opportunity to establish a new secular democratic system in our country. That day will be the end of my political mission in life. This regime cannot change its behavior because its entire existence depends on its viral state of wanting to export an ideology and dominate the region either directly or via proxies. We have seen, in fact, that for the most part, increased pressure on the regime has forced it to either curtail its ability to do whatever it wanted to do. Any relaxation, to the contrary, emboldens it and enables it to further its constant state of creating instability in the region. I think we have seen that happen already once during the Obama administration, where a tremendous amount of money was released to the regime and none of it was spent on the people of Iran. Look at the way the relationship was before the revolution. When King Faisal of Saudi Arabia passed away, there was a 7-day mourning period in Iran. That's the extent of what the relationship was. People haven't changed, the regime has. And as a result of it, its negative impact in the region. We can certainly anticipate a future where mutual respect, cordial relationship is conducive to better trade, better commerce, more opportunities, improving people's lives, standard of living, healthcare, regional stability, security coordination, and many things. Other nations are moving forward, are readjusting the circumstances not to depend on oil as a major source of revenue, and readjusting their economies and having plans for the future. And all of that in conjunction and cooperation with each other. That's the model to follow. There was a time where people in Dubai were dreaming of coming to Tehran to go to our supermarkets and shop in our major stores. Today, it's the dream of every Tehrani to go to Dubai and move away from Iran. A nation like Iran, who has a long history of civilization, of culture, of tolerance within itself, has never had an issue of antagonism vis-a-vis any other culture or nation. I was glad that when somebody from the regime itself is dismantling this naive expectation by the Western world that moderates will be able to resolve the issues should they be in a position of control. He pretty much said, hey, there's no such thing. It's a totalitarian system at the end, depending on the decision of one supreme leader. It's for the people of Iran to ultimately decide the final form, so long as the content is democratic. Which is why I have asked my fellow compatriots, whether Republicans or monarchists, that in the future to put forth their best model or proposition as to what the final form could be. Once the regime collapses, we anticipate a period of transition where a temporary government will have to manage the country's affairs, while a constituent assembly will draft a new constitution, put to debate all these issues that are to be discussed, so that the people of Iran ultimately have a choice of how and what they will determine the future.
Raza Pehlvi, I'm very grateful for your illuminating insights, and it's been a pleasure to have you on Frankly Speaking. Thank you very much indeed.